2, 1.
Alright, welcome back everyone to another episode of Stories from the Unbound Shores. Where we last left off, I believe the party had successfully dismantled the golems at the Gnomish village, along with establishing a more peaceful relationship between them and the elementals, which had been partially enslaved. There's not really a better word for it, so I'll stick with that. And they had received a couple boons from Ira, the Jinn, which they had allied with, including one last casting of Windwalk and a ring which would allow her to be summoned should they require more aid, with the intent that she will take it back after she feels her debt has been paid. And I believe there is, if you guys wanted, you could stop here, and, if there's more you wish to do here, or, with the casting of spell, you can make your way to the fortress within a couple hours.
Oh, we didn't decide last time what's to become of the map, did we?
Do you want to bring it up?
As long as we're coming back after, there's not necessarily a need to bring it up now.
I mean, do you think it will be helpful in our current endeavor?
I don't know. Do you guys think it'll be helpful with our current endeavor? We know where we're going, right?
It had the ability to, zoom in and show stuff in a certain time.
We kind of scoped it out.
Yeah, a little bit. Saw some towers. Saw some fortifications, some ballistae. Some skeletons, apparently. And whenever the map was made, it was after the undead took over.
I like it. I wish to narrow down the time frame. At any rate, we've done the things that might be best to keep it safe here for now.
Very well. Then I say my vote is to leave now, and to get this taken care of quickly as well as we can, because we now have these people to protect in doing so. Though we should really, at some point, try to determine how it is we're going to try and get this Death Knight to repent.
I believe you can still talk while in cloud form, so if you guys wish, you could have that conversation while en route.
We've got, 3-4 hours?
I did the math, and you would have just under 4 hours.
Windwalk. But
Mistwalk would, of course, be too close to Misty Step. Gotta make sure we're very clear in our spell naming.
So, per gaseous form, the target can't talk or manipulate objects. So, I guess Windwalk doesn't explicitly say.
It says you assume a gaseous
thing.
form.
So in 3.5, Windwalk was clear in that it was gaseous form, but faster and more creatures and longer lasting.
Creature has flying speed, resistance to damage from non-magic. The only actions a creature can take in this form are dash or revert to its normal form. Reverting takes 1 minute, during which you're incapacitated. Until the spell ends, a creature can revert to cloud form, which requires 1 minute transformation. Creature in cloud form is flying. When the effect ends, the creature descends 60 feet per round for 1 minute. Until it lands. It does safely. Can't land after 1 minute, the creature falls the remaining distance. I mean, it does say that you assume a gaseous form, it's just not, like, a linked... There's no link to the gaseous form spell or anything like that. It says that the only actions you can take are dash or revert, but speaking isn't an action, so I don't know. How do you want to rule it? Most versions you can't talk when you're in cloud form.
I guess I'll go with you can't talk. It's because of you can only take the dash or revert actions line. But it's kind of thin. So if you guys have a strong opinion, I can go either way.
I personally don't have much of an opinion on it.
I have no strong opinion either.
Alright. Well, that's most of you then. Good enough. So then we're going to go with... you wouldn't be able to talk while traveling, so if you want to have that conversation, you need to have it beforehand, or once you got there, either one.
That would be good guidance.
Well, I think you all know more about this fellow than I do.
But you're the wizard.
Well, 3 of them, anyway.
As
And I was sure I'm going to be more helpful in the moment.
I'm just was reading through the comment thread on the spell and was marveling that no one had ever brought it up. They're all just arguing about how fast it really is.
Oh my god. Gotta ask the important questions, man.
Yeah. This fast or that fast? Oh, excuse me. So, if we become clouds and we travel, how long do we travel?
Just under 4 hours.
Alright, and when we set down, where are we?
Well, you could set down pretty much right at the entrance, or the possible side entrance that you're aware of.
I mean, considering that we have mist form, we could fly inside. And nothing could stop us.
Yeah, I gotta pull Windrock back up 1 second.
We literally just have to find a window. Old Windwalker could pass through something as small as a inch, but I don't think that's said in this version.
Yeah, I think that's just the slower one. Let's Windwalk back to this. Okay. So, It doesn't say anything about being able to pass through a smaller opening. So I assume that since other spells like it do state that, and this one does not, that you would need a opening large enough for, someone of your size, but you could certainly
it's a
still find
decrepit
it.
fortress. It probably has many.
Yay, flying through holes.
Alright, well, let's see then. I need to put down some tokens. And then I'll move you guys over. Huh. Oh, quit that. Alright, that's 4 of you. Now, where's Al? There you are. Oh, there it goes. And it's... That's... odd. Okay, well, good enough. Okay, I'll move you guys over to the fortress page. And this is what you'd be able to see. You may feel free to move yourselves around the outside. Aurelian doesn't have... What?
I said big map is big, and also holy shit, I think we exist on 2 sides of this map.
You might from when I had you guys here earlier. 1 second while I need to give 1 token vision.
Was that we had determined there was a side entrance?
Yes. You had been informed of it through Lady Amelie's finding of the blueprints and inspection of them. So, I'm gonna leave the 2 sets. You'll have 1 set of you guys at each entrance. Once you guys know which way you're going in, I will delete the other set.
Clouds. Do we have any sort of like I guess I'll just say method of determining which cloud is which? Do we look like ourselves? Do we have an aura?
Bell does say that you turn into a cloud that resembles yourself.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'd be hard to tell people apart, though. I mean, you would all know who Dirk is. But everybody else is an elf, and there's no color, and your shapes are, poofy enough that you're not going to really be able to tell armor from clothing.
Darn.
So, remember, you can't talk while in this form, so if you want to try and make some sort of plan without transforming, you're gonna need to describe what kind of gestures you're making.
Thumb and forefinger together in a circle, other finger through.
Oh, great.
So,
I think it conveys what we're trying to do well.
Indeed, we are trying to penetrate the fortress.
Make this gesture at Dirk and give a thumbs up.
There's just like a sigh from the cloud. There's more wisps.
A little breath of wind.
I repeat the gesture and the thumbs up.
I gesture away from the fortress and head in the direction that I point. I'm looking for a place that seems secluded and potentially safe to de-transform.
you could certainly get around just the side of the mountain or have back off a ways like into the forest, which wouldn't come up close to the fortress as it would want, as far a line of sight as it can manage. But, it never got finished, so that's still be in the forest fairly close.
Go to a safe location and corporeal again. Hey, Derek, you're wasting minutes of my life. We could be penetrating the fortress by now.
If we go in there as the clouds,
Yes.
we need to find a safe place that we can spend a whole minute
Yes.
becoming not clouds.
Yes.
How confident are we that that
Really?
exists?
I am extremely confident that exists. Unless every
I am
inch of
quite
that
so.
place is filled with skeletons. The point that it is literally a swimming pool of skeletons. There is going to be a place where there are not skeletons.
Traps, wards, scrying places.
If we fly in there and they see us moving, there might not be skeletons in the room that we go to transform in, but we still need to make sure that they can't get there in a minute.
Or also, alert the master to get there in a minute.
Without
Again,
a way of
wards,
physically interacting with doors.
points. Oh yeah, doors are an issue.
Doors that have potential to be locked.
Why is it still black for me?
Be looking at the
Reload.
bottom center. That is extremely large, and you're looking at the bottom
Yeah.
center. Or the top right.
I gave your token night vision, so you should be able to see.
I still think that coming
No.
inside and having to deal with whatever's inside is better than transforming outside and having to deal with whatever's inside and outside.
We could get a little closer, scope out the outside.
And we can scope out the inside. I'll go scope out the inside.
I would like to follow Eskel, if that's the case.
We should not underestimate exactly how mobile we are in this form.
We also should not underestimate how powerful our enemy is. If they have any sort of no magic fields, wards that dispel magic, anything, or if they see you and can dispel magic, congratulations, your scouting mission has just turned into your death.
Yeah, I'm really willing to risk it.
not. We go in all together, or we don't go in at all.
I would just like to mention that I would have been de-transformed if the case lies that Eskel wishes to continue to scout out. That I would remain myself.
That is not a great plan. Part of the scouting as a cloud is that the clouds are extremely mobile and difficult to hit.
Oh, I follow it.
And have resistance to everything that's non-magic.
Gotcha.
Oh, actually, I suppose you all have fought this Atlas fellow before. Did he show any proclivity toward magic?
Yes. He did a big
Excellent.
fireball that blew up a town.
God damn it.
It was not great.
Okay, well, regardless, my point stands that if he were to see us, he could potentially dispel the Windwalk. Or just, blow you up with a fireball.
This is a fair point.
And if he can just throw fireballs at us as we're clouded, why even bother dispelling us? Just not let us transform. We can't do anything to him. He can just toss fireballs at us until we're dead.
I mean, he could, but we also move at 300 feet a turn, so he might get one off.
Okay,
If he starts casting spells that are not getting rid of our spell, then he gets one, and then we leave and then have a different plan.
I have to agree with Melisari on this one. I really would rather I would rather avoid being blown up by a fireball. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't know that there's any avoiding it completely.
Either you're going to be a cloud when it happens, or you're not going to be a cloud when it happens.
Indeed. We may or may not have control over that question.
But if we don't go in cloud form, then we have to basically knock on the front door. And deal
Or
with
find a hole to climb
everybody.
through.
Yes. Well, that's why I said we should be looking for a hole to climb through earlier. You saw my gesture, right?
No.
Eskel, that's not what that gesture means.
There's a hole, and you go through it. Go through the hole.
I give Melisari a look, and I'm like, we've tried.
Al would shrug.
Puts his hands up to his eyes like binoculars, like, you find a hole, and go through it.
I imagine you just repeat the gesture every time they go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I've been repeating the gesture the entire time. Hole, go through it. You come back out the other way, and you go through it again. That one's a joke.
At any rate, I do think it would be wise to scout out the outside of the fortress a little bit as clouds, at least. Where we go from there is up for debate. The very matter we're looking at present.
Yeah. I mean, in this form, we can search the whole mountain. In, minutes. We can turn him back into a cloud.
I'm gonna, I guess, look at Dirk.
I'll nod and say, I will wait for everyone else so that if something happens, we're not all incapacitated at once.
Remember, binoculars, find, hole. Good.
You can't make those gestures. You're incapacitated.
Wait, so is Who's going with Eskel right now? I'll start turning into a cloud.
Al would raise her hand as she begins to transform as well.
Everyone is turning into a cloud.
Everyone is.
I am waiting so that not everyone is defenseless. After everyone else is a cloud, I am turning into a cloud.
I'm already incapacitated, but yes, I nod by understanding, I guess. Can I do that while I'm incapacitated?
Nope.
This is dumb.
You can speak only falteringly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel like it should just be like restraint or something.
Now I'm a cloud. Find a hole. Go through it.
Once everyone has finished their transformation, I begin transforming.
Once everyone has finished their transformation, we should go back to where we were on the mountain. Then gesture to each person in turn and point in a direction and do it like an arc and back with my hand.
I'll kind of do a little, like, God, describing gestures is difficult. Kind of pointing downward, circle my finger, tilt my head.
Point up the mountain, and with my hand do like an arc, like a rainbow, and then back, and then point at the ground. And do the binoculars again, and the hole. But then I'm going to say, wave my finger back and forth before putting my finger in the hole.
Oh my God. Okay. Next thing, I repeat the arc gesture and tilt my head.
Flap my arms like wings, and then take my hand and do like a dolphin gesture going over my own head, and then back. And then point at the ground at my feet.
I begin heading closer to the fortress.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shrug and begin moving in a direction.
Go over the mountain. Looking.
You can't talk. You can't tell me what.
I know. I'm telling the DM what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yep, because please don't move your tokens like over the mountain, because you'll be just moving into the fortress where you shouldn't be seeing.
Moving over the mountain in a line that is away from where they went, and then coming back. Checking the surface below me for holes, cave-ins, caves, entrances of any kind.
Okay.
Yeah, can we make skill checks on clouds?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So let's have everybody roll some. Like, if everybody's doing something like this, let's have you roll investigation.
I got 11.
Well, actually, probably just perception. You know what, just take whichever's higher at this point, since I've said both.
I got 11 investigation.
Okay.
So I'm going towards the front of the fortress, but like higher up, and looking for any ways that we can get in from like the top of the front.
22 for the record.
I've got 20 investigation or 18 perception, whichever you actually would like to use.
Wait, just whichever's higher, since I had said one and then changed my mind. I don't want to just jip people who are better at one of those.
Okay.
It is my understanding that it's
20.
night time.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be it would be around midnight probably.
In that case.
So most of you, if you're making perception checks, that would be at disadvantage due to lack of light.
Even for us dark vision.
Yes.
Evils and Devil's Sight.
Specifically for you dark vision people. If you don't have dark vision, you don't see at all. If you have Devil's Sight, then you just give that disadvantage the middle finger.
Okay, it's at 18 then.
Okay.
Minus 15.
So then, between a lot of you, you'll find what appear to be. Well, actually, my son is going to most likely have these. Dirk, you're going to take the role of Captain Obvious as you were searched in the front. For a cloud entrance, what looks most likely, like one thing, like the thing you spot would be the towers themselves. They are open air, and there's not like a trap door or anything like blocking the stairs, so you could just fly down them.
Okay.
Eskel, you would find what looks to be a mountain spring, which seems to run off and into the mountain, so there might be a way down to a cave which could get you access. And, well, sorry. You'll notice that there is a small hole and what looks to be some thin rock around it on the right side of the mountain. And through the hole, you can see a small patch of what looks to be grass, although you can't tell what color, because, dark vision. So it may just be more of the same, but it's in the mountain, as opposed to, anywhere else.
Right, so this is not the side entrance that we talked about, it's just in the mountain.
It would be around here. Like, to the best of your memory, it may be the side entrance, you're just not certain. As things are going to look a bit different compared to the map, due to time and, weather and things.
Yeah.
And that is all you guys find.
So I have returned. We were.
Yes, I also return.
After doing my investigation, I am there.
To the binoculars, hold on one hand, and then put a cup of hand to my other ear.
Can you repeat that?
Binoculars over the eyes, a hole with one hand, and like I'm listening. Cup of hand around the ear.
I gesture back in the direction of the place that we had de-transformed.
I nod.
And
I
I
nod.
like gesture with my hand like from my mouth. And then I go over there and begin de-transforming.
Also, where Aurelion and Al?
Unless they wish to be doing something else, they would have returned from their search just unsuccessful.
Oh. Did you guys join us over? Went back to the clearing?
Al would have.
Aurelion?
Shit. Yeah.
Okay. As long as that was a yes and not a yeah what.
Yeah, I would have gone back with anyone.
Okay, sure.
We're all here, detransformed.
It-
After detransforming, I will say it will be much easier to discuss potential points of entering the fortress if we are talking and not gesturing.
It would also not be a bad idea to improve our nonverbal communication skills.
I agree, but I don't think that this is the time to do it.
I don't know if we'll be able to speak well in there. There could be a anti-voice field. What do they call it? Silence. Tone of that, you know?
Giving you a look.
If there's silence in there, you can't cast. In any event, I found a waterfall that had a cave. Fresh mountain spring. Looked very nice. Might go down to where we want to be, especially since a fortress would want a water source. What did you all find?
I found a hole in the rock, and we could probably make it wider. It looks like it could be in approximately the same position as where that intended side entrance was.
The towers at the front with the ballista on them are open to the surface, so we could fly down through them and then possibly get in that way.
Did we see any kind of resistance guards on the outside, or was this place totally deserted looking?
You would see two skeletons up. Well, you would have seen two skeletons up manning the ballistas, but there doesn't seem to be anyone else out front at the moment.
And they did not appear to notice us.
They have not yet.
Okay. So, ideas on how to make the hole that Melisari found wider?
Did it look like we could squeeze through, Derek?
I'm going to go with no, but it would take little work to make it wide enough to fit.
Okay. I'm suddenly wishing to fly.
Does that work? Stoneworking, like pickaxes kind of work?
Is that to me or Melisari?
I mean, it's to you via Melisari, basically.
Okay. It would... a pickaxe would be useful, but the rock looked thin enough that a solid blow from something like a hammer could also do.
Man, if only we had one of those.
If only.
Alright, so...
It could also create noise and draw attention to us. So.
Right, it's gonna be noisy. Aurelion, Al, did you guys not find anything?
Did we find anything?
You did not.
Typey clicky clackies.
Okay. So that leaves those three options. Staircase, a waterfall, which may or may not even lead inside, and this hole that we got from the map. And so should be a more or less secret entrance that we don't know if they know about. So the thing they definitely know about, the thing possibly none of us knows about, and then the secret entrance are our three options. And the secret entrance requires some work to get in, which brings with it the possibility of getting discovered.
Indeed. So it seems like front door we definitely get discovered. Side door we potentially get discovered. Cave we potentially don't get in at all.
Potentially
but
don't get in at all.
To check the cave first, since it is the most secret of the entrances. Although if he does already know about it, it's also potentially the most fortified.
Possibly. But if it's their water supply, or if it was going to be the water supply, it might not be well fortified. Aurelion, sorry.
Out of character. Like, this hole is in a wall.
Yeah.
So
Like it's, well, not a wall, but like part of the mountain kind of on the side of it.
it's not a wall.
It's not a constructed wall, no. It's the side of the mountain.
Ah, it's uncut stone. If only you could shapeshift into an earth elemental. And then earth glide.
Try very, very hard. Um. doo-doo.
Should we perhaps set up some hand signals?
We should probably do that, yeah. I really wish my family would stop texting. I hate that they keep putting me on group chats.
We set up some for Ira. So, what did we do for those again?
I don't remember if we actually came up with some or if it just got hand waved.
I think it was just hand
I
waved.
think we said we establish hand gestures for this set of things.
Yeet.
The set of things is what I'm looking for.
I think I wrote it down. I think I entered it in chat.
Safe, not safe, wait, go, understand, don't understand.
That sounds like what I wrote.
Safe, wait and go. Understand and don't understand are definitely going to be useful. I think we're all going to be able to tell if it's safe or not safe for the most part.
If somebody peeks around a corner and says, hang on, let me just take a look, then you can be like, no, not safe.
I mean, wait can also function for that, but you can do wait, not safe.
Yeah.
Are there any others we feel we need? Go back would probably be a good one. Hide, perhaps.
Go,
Scatter.
stop, left, right, up, down, friend, enemy,
Frenemy.
attack, numbers, hidden.
I mean, I feel like left, right, up, down, and numbers are all very self-explanatory. We just want to establish, like, either command words that, like, need to be understood right away, or any kind of, you know, reasonably complicated thing, like, you know, go over there and hide. I mean,
Inside. I mean, you assume that, like, up and down would be self-explanatory, but it's one of those things where you understand what you mean. You can't anticipate that someone else will always understand exactly what you mean.
point up, point down, hold up one hand, and show your other hand going over or under it. Make a hole and put your finger in it.
Yes, see that one.
That means shoot. Someone with an arrow. Shoot that guy.
Right in the heart. The hole is the heart, and you shoot him.
I'm just putting a
Well, if
hand.
your aim is good enough.
Visibly face palm.
Yeah. I don't face palm, but I do like rub the bridge of my nose.
I mean, Dirk remembers that one from boot camp.
Oh, traps. You did something to say that there's a trap in the area.
Had like a claw hand, just kind of like gripping, just.
Maybe coming up.
Yeah, and you have to make the
Right,
sound effect
exactly.
as well, just like.
But you can't. There's no sound effect.
I mean, make a little.
It's just like, what the fuck was that noise?
Was that one of our traps going off? Yeah, a hand coming, up. Let's go grabby. So that's a trap.
We should potentially have a signal for rematerialize.
Ooh, yeah, we
Decide
should
at
definitely
stage.
have yeah. All right, so we establish these some of these signals that we have deemed as necessary. We're not using the go in the hole one anymore. Apparently, no one likes it.
Turk, you did try to explain to him what it is more frequently used for, right?
We've tried.
Okay.
It hasn't worked. I've given up.
Well, now I'm being told it's shoot that guy. So, fine. I'll come up with a different one for go find the hole and go in it.
All right.
Checking out the waterfall.
Yeah.
So he listens to Aurelion better than he listens to you?
I'm very persuasive. Oops. I'm not really persuasive.
Then I think I'm gonna need some survival checks to make sure you guys don't get lost while you check this thing out.
No, Aurelion does make more sense than Dirk. Dirk started talking about, like, birds and bees and shit, and, like, neither of these symbols looks like a bird or a bee.
That's how you tried to explain. Escalate sex. This one's a vagina.
He, like, repeats the gesture slowly, like, watching his own hands very carefully. He goes, oh!
Now, makes sense.
See, Dirk, you just need to be direct.
I was trying to spare his innocence. It seemed like the world needed it.
Dirk!
I look
Too
over
late.
at-
Innocence is murdered.
Dirk, what's a vagina?
I look over at Melisari,
Ow,
and I'm just
was
like,
just
this
wide
is your
eye.
problem now.
Face.
And then I start
you.
transforming.
I say he asked you, and we'll start transforming. Well,
He can't answer, he's a cloud. I'm so confused now.
Don't worry about it. We'll tell you when you're older.
But I'm already 19. How much longer am I gonna live?
I thought you were 18.
I'm 19.
I look at him wide-eyed, like head tilt, like what? Excuse?
What? Me?
He's
You look
the
at me?
Yes, I look at you wide-eyed, not at the 19, but at the how much longer am I going to live?
Yeah, same.
What?
Poor boy has no idea. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's so much teaching that needs to be done.
We'll tell you soon.
Cloud
enough.
having a crisis. What else?
I look at Eskel and just, we'll tell you soon. Just focus on the mission for now.
How old are you? 19? How long do Drow usually live? 19?
Also, Derek 16 for the survival.
Okay. Did you remember what I told you a minute ago via text?
I did,
Okay.
but can I save that or no?
No.
Okay, so 22.
Okay.
Should I be rolling a survival?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I got a 21.
If I
He
look
said
at my
everyone for
rolls down,
survival.
Do you want it in Discord, or do you want it in Roll 20.
Let's do roll 20. I need to do a thing real.
War Eskel.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he just had his mind blown. Got other things to think about now.
All right. Let's see here. So we have a 8, 15, 18, 22, and 21. So, Eskel, surprisingly, even though caves were somewhat your natural environment,
I get a
you
bonus.
actually, yeah, you should get advantage for this because
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I got an 18.
Okay, so then nobody gets lost. Dirk gets a bit turned around at one point, but can but then sees that no one else is going that direction, so can follow the group for that. And you eventually find yourself at a small pool underground, and I will move tokens there.
Yep.
And delete the other ones that I don't need. Okay. Copy. Paste. Got enough. Delete. Oh, and I'll have to re-add your turn order, so well. So you are still all in cloud form when you reach down here. Alright, you guys are gonna have to find it. Let me do this.
Hello. That's me. It's all dark.
It's all dark?
Yeah, I see me, but I also just see dark.
Let me see what's wrong. You're right, you do just see dark. Why do you just see dark?
I do not know.
I don't even see me.